right, welcome everyone to the DoubleClick Search V3 webinar. This is going to be a sneak peek at what we're working on, but everything you see is a production system. So I'll be logged into a real account and making real changes that get sent out to the different search engines that we can manage. My name is Ariel Bardin, and I'm a product management director at Google, and one of the projects I'm working on is DoubleClick Search V3. DoubleClick Search is a product that allows you to advertise across Bing, Yahoo, and Google, or via AdWords. And hopefully what you'll see is that it is a great way to manage across the different engines in a very snappy UI that really focuses on speed and makes your life as a search marketer easier. We're just getting started, so this is our first early release. It's gone out to a few advertisers. And we'll be adding many new features over the next few weeks and months, so you'll see a very strong velocity of changes. And I'll touch on a few of these changes when we're done. All right, so let's talk about the product. This is the main page that you see. It's a little bit like My Client Center in AdWords, or a way to manage multiple accounts. We have a hierarchy of an agency. An agency can have multiple advertisers, and an advertiser can have multiple what we call engine accounts, or AdWords or Ad Center accounts. You can see here that I have a group of advertisers in my agency. Here's the Ariel one. Here's another one. I'm going to click into it. Great, so now I've clicked into the main campaign management section of DoubleClick Search. The first thing that should jump out of you at you if you're familiar with AdWords is that the UI looks very much like AdWords. That was a key goal of the project, is to make it very easy to move from an AdWords environment to DoubleClick Search and not spend a lot of time learning how to use the product. Let's take a quick look through the UI. One of the first things you'll see is the left-hand navigator. It's similar to AdWords in that you have campaigns and ad groups. So campaigns and ad groups, but what's nice about it is you can actually go higher. So here's my AdWords account. Here's another AdWords account down here, yet another, and they're all under the AdWords node. I can also look at my Ad Center account and drill into my campaigns and ad groups for Ad Center. If I'd like to compare how my campaigns are doing, it's very easy. I click on All Campaigns, and now I'm looking at the campaigns across the different engines. So this is a great example of reporting across engines. I can then, sort by different values and, find the best performing ad groups, campaigns, etc. The next thing that should jump out at those of you who are using the current product is that we have a chart kind of front and center. It's very easy now to see the trend over time, so I can see how my CTR is performing over time, or my CPCs. I can also change the date range easily, so it's kind of easy to figure out what's going on over time. So let's look a little bit at the main table here. Let's dive into one of my campaigns or ad groups. Let's look at an ad group. Here are a bunch of keywords, and just to show an example of how this feels more like a desktop application, I can kind of mouse over things, click into any of the keyword bids, change them, say increase by, or why don't we decrease it by 10%. So I'll go percent, and I want to do 10 here. Okay, so let's save that. All right, so now it's 27 cents, and you'll notice that there's an icon turning now. This change is being sent out to the search engine, in this case AdWords, and it's now done. So this change has been applied, and my contest poetry keyword is now being bid at 27 cents on AdWords. All right, so let's talk a little bit about reporting, which is another key aspect of this product. You want to obviously report across the search engines, which I showed. The other thing that we have changed in this new version is that you don't have a report center per se. There's no tab that says report center. The main UI is the report center, and we are spending a lot of time making it easy to configure. One of the examples is you can configure the columns, drag and drop columns around to change the order, add more columns. There's a whole host of attributes that you can look at. And I want to point out that we are natively integrated with a DoubleClick platform, so the Spotlight conversion tag data flows right into the product, and you can see it within the main UI. We can also optimize to it, and we'll talk in a moment about the way we do bid optimization. So now I've configured the UI in a way that I like. In a few weeks, we'll be able to filter as well, so filter down to keywords that I care about. And if I want to save that view so I don't have to do it every time, it's very easy. I just give it a name and I can save it. Here are a bunch of views that we've created before. Here's one that I've just created today, so I can switch to it. You know, the chart updates, the columns update. So it's very easy to come in the morning and look at a few views that I care about. There are a few default views as well. One of them is sales. This is an example of columns that includes conversion sale information. So that's again from the spotlight tags into the main UI. I can switch between the views very easily. So I can go back to kind of engine performance, see impressions, clicks, etc. Okay, so I might have spent some time on this, and I have a view that I like, and now I might want to actually download the view. So I just click on the download button. Again, what you see is what you get. We have multiple formats that are supported. XLSX is new. You can now download or upload, and I'll show uploads in a moment, up to 1 million rows, or say 1 million keywords at a time. If I wanted to just get a report, I would select the visible columns, meaning what I'm looking at. If I want to actually be able to make a change and upload the same file, I could just say I want editable, and then when I download the file, I'll have a bunch of additional columns that allow me to easily change things. So I can now go into an Excel file, look at all my keywords, change a bunch of bids, save that file, and then once I do that, I can go into the Uploads tab, and I can then browse for it, find the file, and upload it. And once we do that, all the keywords that are in that file get trafficked, or all the changes in the file get trafficked. That gets logged, of course. So here's a log. This one booked 1 row, so I had 1 change there, etc. All right, so that was the uploads and reporting. Let me talk a little bit about creation. So let's jump back into the UI. I have a bunch of campaigns here within my AdWords account. If I'd like to create a new campaign, it's very easy. Click on the new button. These are all the fields you'd expect to see, very similar to AdWords. The thing I'll point out is there are nuances between the different search engines. They don't work exactly the same, so of course we reflect that. As an example, we have daily budget here. On the Ad Center side, let me jump over there and create a new campaign. There's daily budget and monthly budget, so you can see the differences. The fields are a little bit different. I can also jump into a campaign in the Ad Center side and create a new ad group. And you'll see that the ad group includes things, for example, like geo-targeting, which are not available at the ad group level on the AdWords side. So we're reflecting the nuances of the engine in the UI. And I also want to point out that as of the new version 3, we also support double bytes and full internationalization of campaigns. So you can create campaigns in Chinese, you can traffic out keywords in Chinese, etc. All right, so those are kind of the main components. Let's just look at a few more tabs. I can look at my keywords. Let me switch to AdWords here. Let me switch to one of my AdWords accounts. I have, ad groups, of course, keywords. So here's a set of keywords. I can segment the keywords by ads if I'd like to. So that's a nice feature in DoubleClick search, where I can see for this keyword and this ad combination, I got the following performance. Let me get rid of that. Here are my ads. So here's the ads tab. I can quickly edit any of these ads, send them out to the engines, and of course we support negative keywords as well, both at the ad group and at the campaign level. Okay, so that's kind of the quick tour of the main UI. So we talked about workflow. It's very easy to create things, reporting, get the stats, and now I want to talk a little bit about optimization. So if you look at the section here below the main tree navigator, there's a section called Bid Strategies. This is another way basically to organize your keywords and give a bidding goal. And so today we support position preference. In the future, we'll support also ROI goals such as CPA, so you can bid $10 per conversion, etc. It's very easy to create these bid strategies. You give it a name. You can also give it a monthly budget. Say what position you want to be in. We support decimals as well, so you can say I want to be between 1.3 and 1.7. And once you have this bid strategy, you can go into any of your accounts. Let me go into my African poetry one. Let me find a couple of keywords that I'd like to add to this new strategy, so I can quickly, scan through and see which keywords don't have a strategy applied. Okay, so I pick a few of these guys. I can say, let's apply a bid strategy. Why don't I apply the, um, this strategy? And now it's saved and trafficking starts happening. And the bid engine is now changing the bids for these keywords on the search engines and will continually do that. Okay, so that kind of concludes the quick tour of what we're doing in DoubleClick Search. I talked about a few features that are coming, including ROI goals, as well as filters, being able to filter down to specific keywords. The one other feature I want to talk about that's almost ready, but not quite ready yet, is the ability to synchronize with the underlying search engines. So let's say I want to add a keyword to AdWords, or I want to make some bid changes in AdWords and then pull that into DoubleClick Search. I'll be able to push a button that says sync. We'll find all the new information and pull it into DoubleClick Search. So now you have the freedom of either working in DoubleClick Search UI or in the underlying engine UI, or of course you can work in the DoubleClick Search Excel upload UI as well. So you have many options and a lot of flexibility to manage your campaigns across the different engines. So with that, I want to thank you for listening to our webinar and watching what we're doing. And please keep an eye on us. You can keep an eye on what we're doing on our blog. And our blog is doubleclicksearch.blogspot.com. Thank you.